Greetings, friends, and mostly enemies. Today, I want to do something that's a little lighter. That first video right after the channel introduction was obviously a super meaty video with, the whole book review. So we're going to do something a little bit lighter. We're going to talk about some awesome subgenres. Now, obviously, you have your big main genres like horror and science fiction and fantasy and erotica and all those great things. But there's something to be said for writing in a very niche subgenre and doing it very well. And those authors that do that, magnifique. We're going to get to my top 5, or at least my top 5 right now. You know, who knows? Tastes change. Yeah. So the first one, High Gothic. Now, High Gothic, I can't say I've read many novels that accurately do High Gothic. It's kind of one of those elusive themes that you have to have a really good knowledge of actual classic Gothic art and culture to do really well, but I think it's best portrayed in stories like that movie I, Frankenstein. That's a really good visual High Gothic. There was also Chaos Legion. That was a great High Gothic story. It was actually based on a manga, if I remember right. Oh my god, was Chaos Legion such good High Gothic. That's not proper grammar, such good. Do I even write? It was excellent High Gothic writing. It was absolutely beautiful. The theming, the visual art, the language, and the motives, and the character development in Chaos Legion was just... oh, it was so good. That game, it deserved a better developer. That game is seriously underrated. Next, Dark Fantasy. Dark Fantasy is... now you might say, Zach, you just did High Gothic. Isn't that basically Dark Fantasy? No, and I'll tell you why. The religious symbolism. Why did I say it like that? The religious symbolism. High Gothic makes very heavy use of religious symbolism, and I don't know enough about the history to know if that's because those two things are inherently historically connected, or if that's just how it happens in culture today. But that's the key difference for me. You know, in say I, Frankenstein and Chaos Legion, you have very heavy religious symbolism and very heavy direct reference to religion, whereas in a dark fantasy like Underworld, there was really no mention of religion at all. It was just dark and gritty and awesome. So yeah, those are the key differences between those two subgenres for me. If you have an instance where that difference is blurred, or if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I'm open to discussion and having my mind change. This next one is one of those ones that's either done very well or very poorly. Steampunk / alternative machinery. Steampunk is one of those ones that I feel like people try to just make a bunch of crazy machinery and make it very visually interesting, and that's it. They just stop it there, and once they have a bunch of kooky machinery, they stop trying. That's the end of the theme for them. When in reality, I think steampunk is so much more. When you talk about a good steampunk story, I really feel like I want a alternative history that explains why technology is this way. I want the cultural implications of this technology. You know, how is this created a different culture than the technology that we ended up doing in this timeline? I want those things. That's part of the immersive experience of a good steampunk story. If you just have a bunch of kooky machinery described in your story, I really feel like that's not well-written steampunk. You know what I mean? And I mean, Howl's Moving Castle, I feel like, is a great place where steampunk and soft magic system were crossed over. Howl's Moving Castle, the imagery is very steampunk, but obviously it's not true machinery because it's powered by magic. So that might not be the best example. But on the other side of that, we have books like Mortal Engines, and that's not a steampunk either, but it is alternate technology. You know, I'm sorry, I like the movie. I'll say it. I didn't read the books yet. I'm probably gonna pick them up because of the movie, honestly. So yeah, steampunk, great genre. Doesn't get the justice I think it deserves. Following right along with steampunk, cyberpunk. Cyberpunk. Oh my god, I love cyberpunk. Ghost in the Shell. Alita. Akira. Oh, so good. So good. So good. A good cyberpunk story is music to my ears. I cannot tell you. It's just something about the anachronistic themes and the idea that this technological wasteland has led to this kind of counterculture, and the blending of cultural and technological themes there. It's a very, very fascinating genre when it's done well, and I really love it. Not only that, I think it produces some of the best visual art, period. I love cyberpunk art. If you wanted to make cyberpunk art of me, I would pay you to do that. I love that art so much. So yeah, that's my 5 right there. And if you have one that you think should have been placed over one of the ones in my list, again, let me know in the comments. I love discussing, and I like hearing what other people like to see, because that broadens my horizons. Some of the best things I've ever come across have been suggested to me by friends or acquaintances. So with that said, I hope everyone is having a good day. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.